Sometimes you look around your home and it feels smaller, not because the space has shrunk, but because every little corner is already filled. A few old newspapers were left on the table, a chair with a cloth draped over it, but no one ever sits there. A drawer stuffed with pens that don't work, old batteries, and a few things you just don't know where to put. What makes it feel heavy isn't how big the item is. It's that you see it every day, and you don't know whether to keep it or let it go. It just sits there quietly taking up space. It doesn't scream, it doesn't break anything, but it also doesn't help. Over time, the house starts to feel cluttered. Your living space becomes more of a storage space. And you, somewhere along the way, began living with a mindset of just leave it there. You're not lazy. You're not clueless about how to tidy up. It's just, there's too much, and you don't know where to begin. So this guide is meant to be simple 20 items, room by room, that you can let go of today. You don't need to clear everything in one day. You don't need to make huge changes. Just start with one item at a time, and you'll begin to notice each thing you let go of lifts a little weight. Each bit of decluttering breathes life back into your home, not to make your house empty, but to make it just right, for you to live comfortably at this age. If you've ever stood in your home overwhelmed like this, leave a comment. I don't know where to start either. Who knows? Maybe that's the first step right there. And if you'd like to follow more gentle, doable tips for life, after 60, hit the subscribe button. We'll be back every week with small ideas to help you live a little lighter each day. Now let's start with the most visible place, the living room. No need to go far. No need to open closets. Just sit down on your usual spot on the couch and look around the room you sit in every day. You'll begin to see some items are right in front of you, but you've stopped noticing them. The living room is where you relax, where you sip tea, watch TV, welcome guests, or sometimes just sit quietly. But it's also the room that collects the most things. It starts small. A stack of magazines you meant to read later. An old newspaper with an article you liked but forgot about. A calendar from last year that you kept because the pictures were nice. Then a few old throw pillows, wrinkled, no longer fluffy, but you keep them because you think I'll toss them when I buy new ones. Maybe there's a blanket folded over a chair, one you used for movie nights but haven't touched in months because the weather's no longer cold. You leave it there because it's familiar, but ask yourself, how long has it been since you last used it? Now take a look at the decorative pieces, maybe a photo frame with a loose nail, a ceramic vase someone gifted you, but you never truly liked, or a painting that doesn't feel like you anymore. They're still there, not because you love them, but because you've never gotten around to taking them down. And especially, notice the broken things. A table lamp that doesn't light up, a wall clock that's stopped ticking, or a souvenir with a chipped edge. You once thought you'd fix them, but if it's been 6 months, a year, and you haven't, maybe you don't need them as much as you thought. Decluttering the living room doesn't have to be hard. Just ask yourself one simple question with each item. Have I used this recently? If not, maybe it's time to let it go. You don't need to replace all your furniture. Just removing a few small items can make the whole room feel lighter. A tidy living room isn't just easier to clean. It's more peaceful to walk into each morning. It's not meant to be a display of things you used to like. It's meant to be a place where you truly rest every single day. And once you see the room arranged again, you might feel inspired to keep going. So now, let's step into the next room, the kitchen. It's where your day begins, and often where the most just-in-case items are stored. The kitchen is a space you use daily, but it's also where things tend to get stashed. and forgotten. Start with the spice rack. There's that pepper jar you bought 5 years ago. That bag of turmeric you used once for a new recipe. And maybe even spice containers that expired. Who knows when? Decluttering this part is simple. If you still use it, keep it. If you haven't touched it in over a year, toss it. Then move to the kitchen drawer. How many wooden spoons do you have? How many tongs do you need them all? Take everything out and group similar items together. For each group, keep just 1 or 2 of the best ones. Let go of the rest. Next up, the plastic containers. How many bottoms without lids? How many lids with no containers? And how many do you avoid using because they're warped, stained, or melted? The solution is simple. Keep only the ones that are intact, easy to clean, and stackable. Better yet, switch to a few glass containers. Fewer pieces, but cleaner, safer, and longer lasting. Finally, let's talk about the machines. The juicer, the bread maker, the air fryer, the blender. Maybe you bought them out of curiosity, or received them as gifts. But if it's been a year and you haven't touched them, will you start now if you're unsure? Pack them into a separate box. If you don't take them out in the next 3 months, you're ready to let them go. Your kitchen doesn't need to be high-tech. It just needs to be clean, simple, and easy to grab the things you use. Because when your kitchen feels light, you'll enjoy cooking more. And even a basic meal made in a tidy, calm space will always taste better. A clear kitchen helps you move quicker, feel calmer, and want to be in the space. And once your eating space is cleared, let's move on to the space where you rest. The bedroom. It's where each day begins and ends. So it deserves to be cleared so sleep can come more easily. The bedroom should be the lightest space in the home. But for many people, it's the room that stores the most. Start with the closet. How many shirts do you no longer wear? How many pairs of pants are waiting for when I lose weight? And how many outfits you've forgotten even existed? Decluttering your closet doesn't mean tossing everything. It means keeping only what you wear, what feels comfortable, and what suits your life right now. One simple method. Turn all your hangers around. Each time you wear something, hang it back the usual way. After 3 to 6 months, the hangers are still turned backward. Show you what you haven't touched. Next up, bedding and linens. If the fabric is worn, torn, or no longer used, don't hold on. You don't need to keep 5 sets of sheets. Just 2 clean, soft, easy-to-wash sets are enough for a good night's sleep. Then, jewelry. There may be pieces you once loved, but now they're broken, tarnished, or faded. Maybe you kept them thinking you'd get them fixed. But if it's been years and you still haven't, maybe you don't need them after all. Set aside one afternoon, lay everything out. Pick the pieces you still wear. The rest, consider passing them on or letting go gently. And finally, look around the room. Is there any furniture that's just holding stuff? A chair is always covered in clothes. A nightstand drawer you never open. An empty bookshelf, but still there to fill the space. The bedroom doesn't need to be empty, just light enough, so that walking in brings a sense of calm. A good night's sleep doesn't come from an expensive mattress, but from not being surrounded by things that weigh on you. And when you sleep well with a clear mind and a clear space, the day ahead feels lighter too. Once your resting place feels lighter, let's head to where each day begins, the bathroom. It's the smallest room in the house, but it often fills up the fastest. That's because we tend to leave almost used items behind. Start with medications. Are there bottles that have expired? Prescriptions you once took, but the doctor changed them. Many people are afraid to throw medicine out just in case. But old medicine isn't safe. A simple rule: check the expiration date. Anything expired or no longer needed, bring it to your local pharmacy for safe disposal. Next, personal care items and cosmetics. That jar of cream you used a few times and forgot. A shampoo that didn't suit your hair but felt wasteful to toss. Or a bottle of perfume you no longer like. You don't need to keep things you don't enjoy using. If something's been open for too long, smells odd, separates, or changes color, it's time to go. Keep only the things you use regularly, and that feels good to use. Now, towels. You may have a few that are worn thin or even have holes, but you still use them because they're not that bad yet. Pick 2 to 3 sets of clean, soft, absorbent towels. The rest can be reused as rags or donated to pet shelters. And don't forget to check cleaning supplies. Glass sprays, toilet cleaners, floor products. Some bottles may be dried up, clogged, or bought, but never used. If they're old, or you don't remember what they're for, don't hesitate to toss them. A clean bathroom doesn't need much, just enough to make your mornings and evenings gentle and simple. A tidy bathroom space helps you begin the day with clarity and calm. And when you open the cabinet and see only what you use, you no longer feel cluttered the moment you wake up. Little corners like these, once cleared, feel noticeably better. But there's one more place you might not see every day, so you haven't touched it in years, and all the save for later stuff. After decluttering the bathroom, you might finally breathe a little easier. But there's one place you don't step into every day, so for years it's been left alone: the storage space. Or those hidden corners for someday items, boxes of old things, bags of to look at later, and those items you don't dare open because you're afraid of what you'll find. There are places in your home you never open: a spare cabinet, an attic corner, a box pushed under the bed. You leave them untouched because even thinking about them feels heavy. What you've stored there often includes boxes of old electronics cords and chargers for who knows what. Memory bags, photos, cards, letters, old clothes, blankets and linens, just in case. And things you once thought you might reuse, but are now broken or outdated. Clearing these out isn't about erasing memories. It's about choosing what's worth keeping. Sort everything into 3 groups. 1. Still needed and in good shape. Keep them, clean them, store them properly. 2. Not used anymore, but meaningful. Pick a few special items to represent the memory. Take photos of the rest, then say goodbye. 3. Broken, worn out, or forgotten. Let them go with no guilt. Here's a small tip. When opening each box, don't try to do everything at once. Choose 1 box per week. Set a time limit of 30 minutes. You'll feel lighter and avoid getting overwhelmed. And when something makes you hesitate, ask yourself, do I still want to live with this? Or am I just afraid of forgetting? You don't need to hold on to your entire past. Just keep the parts that still mean something and give them room to breathe. When the storage space feels lighter, you'll be surprised by how much bigger your home begins to feel. And more importantly, your mind gains space to live forward. You don't need to carry it all, just the most meaningful parts, the ones that truly matter. When you lighten the storage room, you're not just decluttering a physical space, you're clearing a large part of your inner world too. And by now, as each room feels lighter, you might pause and ask yourself, what kind of home am I living in room by room, item by item? You've done something not everyone has the patience to do. You've gently let go of what's no longer needed, to make space for what still brings you peace. You may not own all 20 items we've talked about in this guide, but surely a few of them reminded you of things you've kept for too long, and if even one of those is let go today, then you've already started. Decluttering isn't about chasing perfect cleanliness. It's about the feeling I feel light enough to breathe and clear enough to live, and aware enough to choose what still matters. When the home holds less, you don't just move around easier, you cook easier, you sleep easier, and most of all, you begin again more easily. No matter your age, you don't need to finish in a day. Just one item a day, one drawer a week, one room a month, and soon you'll see. 1 year is a whole new home, lighter, brighter, and finally, truly yours. If you've read this far, share one item you're ready to declutter today. It could be a warped plastic container, a perfume you no longer love, or a towel that's worn thin. The journey toward a lighter life begins with the smallest things. And if you'd like more gentle tips like these every week, hit subscribe. We're not here to clean your home for you, but we'll help you re-choose how to live. Simply, intentionally, and true to yourself. Thank you for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.